Alley double feature. You had a story related to these cats, right?
Double feature, yeah. Story. So Ironroot Distilling Company up in Denison.
Yeah.
They're known for their Harbinger, their Promethean blend. They've got what's the new one? I always forget. Shit. Anyway, they've got another bourbon that's a blend of MGP and their bourbon. Sleight of hand. That's what it is, yeah. So a couple years back, what they did, just because they're creative and they're always looking for new stuff to do, the Licorice Brothers, John and Robert, they were like, what if we take our Harbinger, right? That's the name of that particular bottle. And what if we blend it? What if we blend it with what's the best in Indiana? MGP. What's really good whiskey that you can source from Kentucky? Green River, right? So they brought another guy in, and they just played with blending of those whiskeys, and then they played with aging said whiskeys in different finishes, right? Different finishing barrels. The Saints Alley, funny story. So this is kind of a Total Wine exclusive, because in Texas, when they went to the distributor and said, hey, we have a new bottle we want to do, the distributor looked at him in the face and said, nobody wants any more MGP blend stuff, right? So they went under the name Saints Alley. So it's a completely different, it's still Ironroot, but it's just a different name. And the only one that would carry it was Total Wine.
And that's because of what that distributor said?
All because of the distributor. So we didn't get it at any specs. It was nowhere except at the distillery and Total Wine. Well, come to find out, people like what the Ironroot guys do.
Shock horror.
Shock, right? They make really good stuff. And their finishing techniques are really cool. Fast forward, the distributor goes back to Ironroot and says, oh, by the way, we'll carry your Saints Alley stuff. Still haven't seen it anywhere outside of Total Wine and the distillery.
I believe they said they were going to change the name.
They were supposed to. It was going to go under the Ironroot name itself. And they do some different things like that,
like the
Cellar Reserve and stuff. So they're doing stuff currently, which off of this line.
Maybe they're waiting for their contract to expire.
Perhaps.
Total Wine.
But what are we drinking? This is the Saints Alley.
This is particularly the Armagnac
Finish in Armagnac. And now,
notably, the Saints Alley sits at 107 proof, which is very nice.
Yep.
It's a blend of whiskeys, straight bourbon whiskeys, of course, so it's not blended whiskey, finished in Armagnac cask.
Yep. So this is one of those, like I said, it's their Harbinger. So it's their spirit, MGP, and Green River from Kentucky. And just before you think, oh, I could just go buy some MGP and some Green River and do the same thing, you probably can't. They're really good at what they do. So now we just had an embarrassing moment that wasn't caught on camera. It was that neither of us had tasted Armagnac.
No, indeed.
So
the internet told us that Armagnac is similar to cognac, but it's a bit more oaky.
Yep.
It also described it as more soulful, and I don't know what that means.
I don't either. But it makes sense because the Ironroot guys, I think we talked about it when we did the Cellar Reserve video.
Yeah.
So if you want to get more information,
check that out. Check out the other reviews we've done on Ironroot.
But Armagnac makes sense because they're big cognac guys.
Yes.
So
their training is primarily in wine, specifically cognac.
Well, cognac. And they got a lot of tips from the cognac people. And that's all because of Denison and
blah, blah, blah.
Like I said, go back and watch that if you are interested.
Oh, Lord.
But this smells, it doesn't smell crazy. Like if you gave this to me blind, like I wouldn't be like, oh, that's some weird wild finishing.
Like it smells a bit more sweet.
Yeah.
Like you get a bit more sugar on it.
Mm-hmm. And if you look real hard, there might be some of that, like the stewed fruits or, I know when we read about the Armagnac, they said something about raisins and plums, and so the dark
Reminds me a bit of like cocoa powder, like on my chocolate mix.
A little bit of chocolate, yep. But you're starting with 3 solid bases anyway, so let's taste it.
Very solid.
Now let's taste it and see if we can figure out if the Armagnac comes through.
I think we came to this conclusion the first time we tried it.
Cinnamon. Wow. Yeah, and
very cinnamon. However, Armagnac doesn't impart a lot of its flavor when it's a finishing barrel, which is in contrast to port, where it's very much influenced.
Yeah, it's funny. Now I get almost, if you go back, I almost get like some light tea notes.
Like that generic black tea note that you like to
Yeah. Which makes you think it's almost a rye.
Yeah.
Right? Especially after we've had some. Like, if you gave this to me, I would think this could be
it could be
like a middle of the road rye. Like a Sagamore or something.
Yeah.
But that's the Armagnac casks doing what Armagnac does. It's not for everybody, the Armagnac flavor, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it does change, and I definitely get more of those tea notes and
like an herb note, which is what you get a lot when you taste cognac, because I've tasted cognac before.
Right.
This cognac, that's not Hennessy, right?
I think Hennessy is cognac.
Hennessy is cognac.
I believe so.
It's a very sweet cognac.
Yeah, it's gross. Distilled from grapes, right?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, this is really, that's actually kind of funny.
That's better than I remember.
Yeah, because when we tried it a few weeks
So we're not impressed.
a month.
That was like a couple months
ago. Yeah. Wasn't super impressed because nothing really stood out.
Certainly opened up with age.
Yeah.
However, it is still very simple, which isn't a bad thing.
Yeah, so I would say don't sleep on these bottles, but if you think you're going to get a hard punch in the face of Armagnac, kind of how Last One Motel does their finishes, where you get something that's finished and it's boom, it lets you know. Right, yeah, this is a lot more subtle.
Yeah, it's a more approachable way to do finishing barrels, where you make the finishing barrel play second fiddle.
Yeah. And I go back and forth, because sometimes
there's a place for both, right?
I want it to really punch me in the face, but then some days it's just, you want something a little more subtle.
You call it the cinnamon note, by the way.
Yeah, it just jumped out.
I wonder if we'll get that when we can afford a bottle of Armagnac.
We can afford it.
We can afford a bottle of Armagnac.
Alright, if I got water in my shit, you know why. But I'm a slob and I don't care. So this one is the Saints Alley. Now this is, what's that say, batch? I should bring my glasses in here. Batch 11.
Don't waste your time. That one's batch
17. That's batch 11.
That's batch 11.
Yeah. So they've been doing this for a little bit.
This one is a little lower proof. It's at 100.
Okay. Wonder why they went the 100 route, but
well, they do play a little fast and loose with the proofs. It's probably what they determined at the time that tasted the most approachable.
Yeah, and that's why people shouldn't get hung up on proof. Although I am a proof whore.
Yes.
Give me something proofy and I'm down. But when you're making it for the masses, you proof it to whatever you need to proof it to make it approachable. Yeah. So this is finished in 2 of my
favorite
finishes. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm not a huge fan of straight cognac finish stuff.
Yes,
for me personally.
I believe it's because cognac isn't really to your palate.
It doesn't. Yeah. We just talked a little bit about what makes whiskey bad. what's a bad whiskey, and it's also just personal. I don't mind cognac. I don't mind cognac finishes like in cigar blends, right?
But
just
the cognac is part of it.
Yeah, it plays a role. When the cognac's just a cognac finish,
which makes sense to me because you like wine, but it isn't like you aren't the biggest fan of wine, and cognac is nothing if not fortified wine.
Correct. I had to reset my sniffer, and I can't reach my elbow. Smell this. I'm in.
So the port finish with the cognac finish makes for a very dark and deep note on the nose.
Yeah, very dark. Think dark fruits like plums and things of that nature, right? But still nice and light. Still
a little spice from the proof.
Yeah, a little maybe, but it's at 100 proof. For me that doesn't
definitely not.
That really doesn't get me fired up.
No,
but red, like red,
right?
Red. That's the tasty note I've given before.
Apple-esque.
It's red. Let's try it because the port's really jumping out. Yeah, and that's why this was my, out of the two when we bought them, we bought both bottles.
At the same time.
And we sat down and just tried them both. Yeah, this is
still my favorite.
And the Armagnac's not bad, right? Not bad at all.
Especially now that it's opened up a bit.
Yeah, it definitely helped getting a little bit of air in there. The port and cognac finish is still my favorite.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Something about bourbon and port that goes so well together.
Yeah, it's just like port and chocolate, dark chocolate. It just, you almost got to have them both. You don't need to, but
it's nice.
Boy, it's like a really good wine, with a nice rare cut of meat,
right.
Nice rare cut of steak. Just goes together, Yeah, they did a phenomenal job marrying. Think about this: marrying not only the three different whiskeys, but then aging said whiskeys in port barrels and cognac barrels, and then blending it all back together. That's amazing.
That's really impressive what they do up there at Ironroot.
Yeah, those guys are great. And so if
you will have to subject yourself to Total Wine at least for the time being.
At least for the time being.
But if you can find especially the port and cognac finish, that's a phenomenal bottle.
Yeah, and they have a rye, don't they? Didn't we see a rye there?
There's a rye.
I think there was a rye.
I don't know what the rye is.
I don't either because we passed on it because we were already
spending too much money.
Way too much stuff. But yeah, and we've talked about it before, but as far as Texas goes, just because this is a Texas company, don't necessarily shy away from it thinking that everything in Texas tastes like oak and
tobacco,
whatever else
it tastes like.
Barrel char. Yeah. But what these guys do, it's amazing. Yeah, it's a small.
I would like
small company.
I would like an Ironroot most similarly to TX, and they're based out of Fort Worth. TX, especially on their higher end offerings, it's very approachable. Now they primarily specialize in wheated.
Yep, they do wheated bourbons. But here's what I'll tell you though. So this is why I love Ironroot, because if you have the money, you can sit down and for, I forget what these cost. Were they 70?
I don't know if they were that much.
60, something like that?
Maybe.
Well, for a couple $100, you can buy stuff that's 100% theirs. Like the Promethean, you can buy the Harbinger.
Yes.
And they are different, right? You tried them up at the distillery with me.
Also, to their credit, when they did the tasting, they had like little samples of different, like
cookies,
treats
and stuff shit.
to help you identify that.
Yeah.
Which was real cool. That was like the best tasting. They have probably the best distillery tour in Texas. We haven't been to Still Austin.
Not yet. We'll go there, but yeah, and the fact that their mom was doing it,
that was cool.
That was cool. Yeah, so
it felt like if Granny was doing a distillery tour.
Yeah, my mom was. All right, take this drink and eat this piece, and you're gonna get this out of it.
It reminded me of when she came to my elementary school class and talked to us about lavender and other gardening topics.
Oh, and Selena, right?
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe that happened. That feels like it was a different time.
Yeah, that was cool. But yeah, instead of talking about my mom and your grandma, Saint Sally.
No such thing. I always have to talk about Grammy.
I know.
No, this is very good. This is a very good bottle.
But just understand, you know, when you see it, understand one, it's Ironroot. Understand two, it's a blend, like we discussed, of
very good blend.
3 different regions of bourbon, and then the finishing barrels. Like I said, the Armagnac. The biggest thing I got out of that was the cinnamon.
Mm-hmm.
With the port and cognac. It's just, for me being a fat kid, it's just, it warms my heart. Like, it's just those finishes.
Fat kid friendly.
Fat kid friendly. Yeah, those finishes just are real fun for me. And the cognac isn't overpowering in this one, which is nice. So even if you're like me and you're not the biggest fan of cognac finishes, this is still really good because I feel like the cognac plays the second seat, or however you say it.
Third seat at this point.
Yeah.
Because the port plays primary, and then there's the bourbon notes, and then there's cognac. It plays a much more supporting role.
Supporting role, that's what I was trying to say. I wish I wasn't so stupid sometimes.
You did hit your head recently, didn't you?
Yeah. I suck.
No, you don't.
I don't. But this is good.
This is very good.
Buy it and drink more of it.
Drink all of it.
Cheers.